Hello YouTube. It is World Book Day, and I, as you can see, am Gandalf the Grey. I even have grey shoes on. And I have grey robes, and I have a grey curved pointy hat. It was originally blue, but it's changed colours over the years, and the colours has faded, so yes. It was World Book Day today, so this is me, YouTube, as Gandalf the Grey, to honour World Book Day. Not just for children, but for adults too, because books are important, and an important skill in life, whether you're from Middle-earth or from the future, and you are a student and teacher at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Or you are from somewhere in the realm of even, not just Fantasyland, but you are someone who studies, even if you are a teacher. If you are not, even if you once studied and you have life experiences, and of course, reading is an important skill, because whilst along with reading, you have to learn how to write. And reading and writing, as well as counting, are very, very important skills, not just for wizards such as myself, but for children, for dragons, to magical creatures, non-magical creatures, although they don't really read, but that's neither here nor there. But adults, children, teenagers, everybody in life will know who's been alive before, or perhaps is alive now, who's perhaps my age or older. And I am almost 3,000 years old, but I can appear and look as however young or old as I so wish. That's the beauty of magic, of course, but the most powerful magic is words, whether written or read or typed, but they will always be read and pronounced and spoken. And as Professor Dumbledore once, from the Harry Potter series, the headmaster of Hogwarts, when Harry first came to Hogwarts, words are one of our most important and potent magics that there are. And that's how magic spells are cast, with certain words, whether it be the language of the elves, the language of the dwarves, the language of the dragons, the language of the land of Mordor, where Sauron lived, or lives, depending on your point of view, with the One Ring. He wants to rule all and cover the land in a darkness. But reading is important. Even my little friends Bilbo Baggins and Frodo Baggins, although hobbits, both knew this, because they knew the language of the One Ring, although my ring that I am wearing is not of that ilk, but it is in a language and symbology that none, perhaps, who are not a wizard, could read. Even goblins have their own language that they read from, in time to time. Even the people of the realm of the dead, where Aragorn had to go to become the king, with his sword, reforged Narsil, the sword of the king. And my own sword even had languages on it, elven languages. My sword called Glamdring, or even the Balrog could read. And I don't know about writing, but I know it could certainly read and understand. That's why I became, in the future, perhaps, I have also become Gandalf the White. I appear to you as Gandalf the Grey at this moment in time, because that is how a lot of you know me, or knew me. But the point is, reading and writing are both very, very important skills, because many actors and actresses and people who entertain, and newsreaders and weather forecasters, even they have to read and write, whether it be on the computer, on a tablet such as this, read some comments on YouTube, even write those comments. And you have to read, you have to be able to read what you type or what you write, even if you do things by your own handwriting. And if you cannot read your own handwriting, then therefore you cannot spell a word, and you therefore cannot read a language, whether it be your own native language, or it be someone else's language, perhaps, that they wish you to learn. You may not even, like me, however, you can read, I, of course, can read runes. I am a wizard of Middle-earth, of course. And as I said, reading and writing is important. Whether you tell a story, or whether you are telling someone about your life, if you were telling someone about history, or your own life. Whether you tell them verbally, or perhaps you tell them, perhaps maybe they excuse my throat, I am an old man and we do get dry throats very easily. Even if you are perhaps the one who's there to visualize it, and you decide to make a written record of it, you have to be able to read that back to yourself after writing it. And then, by the great magic of many magics, others may read it as well in the future. So reading and writing are both very important skills, whether you tell a story, history, or you just talk to someone about life in general. But being able to tell that story, you need to write it down for yourself in a diary. You need to be able to read what you wrote. So reading and writing are not only important, not only the best and most powerful of magical skills that we possess, but they are also, as I said, I'm an old man, I do have problems with the dry throat. They are also one of our most important skills that we could ever possibly hope to imagine there being. And them being so important is something that we must all be aware of. Whether you're Professor Dumbledore, Harry Potter, Professor McGonagall, myself, even my former head of my former order, Saruman the White, or Aragorn, or Legolas, or one of the dwarves, whether it be Gimli, or one of his kings, or one of the hobbits, or dragon. Yes, that's right, I said or dragon, or phoenix, or any magical creature, or just a normal human like Aragorn. Whether you're a child, a teenager, an adult, an elderly man like me, even if you do not look like it, or like the age you are, even if you're a Time Lord of Gallifrey. Although apparently, of course, the Doctor, it's now been revealed, of course, the Doctor, she is not actually from originally Gallifrey, although she still has the powerful temporal ability to change her form. It is also sometimes classed as a magical ability called shapeshifting. It is more of a magical healing. But even those around her can read and write, and they can tell stories, either about her, or even she can tell stories. Even if you're a Power Ranger, there are those who will tell tales of them and write stories. Even if you are perhaps maybe a witch, a wizard, a druid, a sorcerer, a warlock, even if you are whatever incarnation of the Charmed Ones, you're still witches, but you can read and you can write, because you have to read the Book of Shadows to defeat your various enemies that are listed in there, and to do other magical things that you need to do, and read about your powers, and the continuation of and obviously your next generation, your sons. Perhaps it'd be Chris and Wyatt. Perhaps if you were Leo's wife, Piper. Even they need to read and write, not just as children and as witches and the next generation after you, but even as people in general. So I hope lots of children who may watch this, and their parents, and their teachers, have enjoyed dressing up as fan favourite characters and so on and so forth, and enjoyed World Book Day and the importance of reading and writing worldwide. And I also hope that perhaps you've all, of course, enjoyed this video, because although there is no script tonight for this particular video, I have enjoyed making it. And of course, on the camera there is a recording time written in numerals or numbers, but I still have to be able to read those numbers to tell me how long this video has been going and whether or not I need it to end. So reading and writing are one of our most important skills, and they are skills that we should be able to master like that from a very, very, very early age to all the way up to supreme adulthood, and being old and even being when we're dead and buried perhaps, and maybe come back in our next life, and it should be a skill we either relearn or remember when we come back to help those who may need our help one day. But all these are important. Reading and writing are one of the most basic ways of communication, and therefore a very, very important life skill. So reading and writing is so important. So I hope that the message of World Book Day is to promote the importance of reading and writing, not just stories, but reading and writing itself, and that this is an important day, worldwide, or just in the United Kingdom, or in America, or Canada, or Australia, or New Zealand, or anywhere in the world, whether you celebrate World Book Day or not in those countries, and the ones I have not mentioned. But reading and writing are fundamental skills that are so important. We can do many things with them. Magic, other things as well. Such as I told you just a little while ago about me reading the time on my camera to know how long I have been recording the video for, or know what time it is, either during the day or during the night. And so now I must bid you all a blessing from either the gods and goddesses of Mount Olympus or any other higher powers you wish to be taken a blessing from on this beautiful day of reading and writing. So I'll say, Auf Wiedersehen, au revoir, adieu, ciao, and goodbye.